That's right, we're cutting all the fancy stuff, the technology, the modern tools, the expensive brew bar that I've spent my life savings on, and we're going way back to the basics. Now, of course, we're talking about Cowboy coffee. If you haven't heard of Cowboy coffee, it's a super simple style of coffee that requires coffee, water, a pot, and some of that stuff that makes water uncold. Yeah, that's now a word. Now, I've never done this, and what we're going to do is test 3 different recipes and see which one is the best. The first recipe is what we're going to call the 4-minute boil. The second will be what we're going to call the boil, sit and steep. And then the third, and probably the least, is what's called the sock. And to keep it fair, I will use the same grind size of coffee, the same water to coffee ratio, which will be a super precise 2 tablespoons of coffee per cup of water.
Yes, science!
That's enough of me talking. Let's go outside, light a fire, and see if any of these 3 recipes actually make a great coffee. So once you've got your water on the fire, we want to wait for that just to warm up a little bit, and then we're going to pop in 2 tablespoons per cup of water. So I've got 2 cups of water, 4 tablespoons, and then once that's boiling, we're going to let it sit there for 4 minutes, and then I'll show you what to do from there. So as you can probably see on that camera, the water is boiling, so we're going to start a timer for 4 minutes. Alright, it's been 4 minutes. We are going to pour a little bit of cold water down the spout, and that's going to push that coffee grounds to the bottom and hopefully not end up in our cup. Let's give it a go. It smells like coffee, sort of. It's not bad. It's surprisingly good. Okay, let's move on to the next one because that actually works. And I think the next one's going to be even better. So this time we're going to put the water on, bring that up to a boil, and then we're going to take it over to the table and let the coffee steep in that hot water for about 4 minutes. And we'll see if there's any difference between these. So once your water has come to the boil, let that sit for 30 seconds, and then we're going to add the coffee, give it a stir, let it sit for 2 minutes, and then again give it a stir and another 2 minutes, and then cold water in, pour it. You guys know the deal. Let's go. That actually smells really good. I'm excited for this. In case you're wondering, it's a little bit warm. That's why I'm sweating and I'm near a fire, because fire is uncold. Just remember that. It's not hot, it's uncold. 4 minutes. Let's pop the cold water in again. I'm excited for this one. So the cold water also helps to obviously get it to drinking temperature. But the main purpose is to push those grounds down and hopefully they don't end up in the cup. Ooh, better colour. And if you pour slowly, there's less chance of getting those grounds in as well. This actually looks really good. Cheers, guys. It's good coffee. Ooh, I'm actually going to drink this one while the water's boiling for the next one. And you guys know what the next one is. I know you're excited for it. I'm not. But let's see. Now this is the one I'm not looking forward to, but that's what we got to do. Science. The last 2 have been much better than I expected, so hopefully this does the same thing. But if you haven't subscribed, I think you should. I think I've heard that. Click that button while we're waiting for this to boil. I'll see you in a minute. So while we're waiting for the water to boil over there, let's put a sock in it. I feel like all we need to do is grab this sock, pop it on there. I feel like that should, maybe, I don't know. Tell me if I've done it wrong. I probably have. We'll find out shortly. Let's pop some coffee in this guy, and we'll see what it tastes like through a sock. Yay. Alright, so let's be real. This is the moment you've all been wanting to watch. Me drink coffee through a sock. Let's pour it. I'm not going to do the cold water because I think the idea of the sock is that it does catch the grounds. Let's see. Let's take the sock off. Drink it. I don't know. See if I can do this without making a mess. I mean, I don't really see why it wouldn't work. I think the idea of drinking coffee through a sock is the reason you clicked on this. Now it's obviously going to be a bit warmer because we haven't put any cold water in it. Whew, let's see. Oh, look, I don't know if it's the idea of drinking coffee through a sock that's making it taste bad, because it shouldn't really be too much different. I'm not a fan. Don't drink coffee through a sock. Now, before we discuss my final thoughts on those 3 processes and whether it's worth doing any of these at all, I just want to give everyone a quick thank you just for supporting us over the last couple of years. And if you haven't clicked that subscribe button, that's all I ask, guys. Click the subscribe button, share this stuff around with your friends, and that costs you 0, and that will help me so much. But I do want to talk about the results of the coffees, because one of them was very good, very, very good. One of them not so much. Now, the first coffee, not horrible. It was an okay coffee. It was pretty easy to do. Pop it on there, simple, simple. You've got yourself a drinkable coffee. But the only issue with it is it kind of sits on the fire the whole time. So if you're trying to cook food, or if you just want to be able to move the fire around and not have to worry about it, it's a little bit tricky. Whereas the second one, all you're doing is boiling water, take it away and make the coffee, leave the fire for someone to cook or just hang around, and you can go and make a much better coffee because it was the best coffee out of all 3. Now the sock, don't do that. It's so unnecessary. You ruin a perfectly horrible sock, and it didn't taste very good. It was just astringent and gross, and it was just not a good coffee, which is really strange. I actually thought it was going to be much better than it was, and it had nothing to do with it being a sock. I might be in my head, but it just wasn't a great coffee. So let me know your thoughts. If I've done something wrong, which I probably have, let me know in the comments below. But for now, I'm going to say thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a great day, and happy brewing. Water and a pot, uncold. And what we are going to do is that's 2. Let's go outside, light a fire, and start making some really horrible coffees.